So if you guys haven't seen it already, I've already done a how to stop players from transferring video where, as you can see here, there are a few factors into every single school that you need to improve to stop players from transferring. However, unlike the other video, I know a lot of people have been commenting in that saying that playing style is super complicated and that you should create a more in-depth video talking about that. So here I am doing just that. As we can see, as Kennesaw State, I just started a dynasty, randomly simulated like 15 weeks, and we can already see this B. Hobson is ready to transfer. His risk is super high. He's a right outside linebacker, as we can see, and we see a few other players who are ready to transfer. So in this video, I'm going to break down his needs as well as a few other positions so you can understand playing style as a whole and how you can stop pretty much all of your players from not leaving your school. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is obviously back out, and instead of looking at play style right now in the recruiting menu, we actually want to go ahead and look at the view roster menu. Like I said, I want to use B. Hobson as an example, and so I'm going to go ahead and look at my right outside linebackers, and here we go. B. Hobson. He is, underneath his name, you can see the word pass coverage underneath tendencies. And so now with that, if we keep that in mind, we can go back to the recruiting tab and see what we need for not just right outside linebackers, but right outside linebackers with the pass coverage tendency. This will help us understand what is going to make him stay at this school. So we can press R2 or RT if you're on Xbox and organize it by position in the playing style menu here. And as we go down, we're going to see different improvements for each position that gets them to stay. For the right outside linebackers and outside linebackers, it's going to be tackles for loss, and that's just with any position. You don't need to do that with your linebackers. You can do this with your corners, your defensive tackles, anybody, safety. So people might tell you otherwise, but so yeah, that is essentially how you get them to stay, is just to sort of figure out first and foremost by going into the view roster, seeing their tendency, and then coming back to this menu. So I'm going to go ahead and use Jay Washington Jr. as an example. As you can see underneath Hobson, this guy is a cornerback. So we're going to go into the cornerbacks, and as you can already notice, there's also different types of cornerbacks with different types of improvements that we need to focus on. So we're going to go back into view roster. Although I know it is tedious, I want you guys to also keep in mind that above each player's name, there also is sort of a stop sign, if you guys notice that above the star, and if it's glowing red, then that means they're on the verge of transferring, as we can see with Washington here, Jericho Washington Jr., that is a cool name, and he is a zone cornerback. So we're going to go ahead and back out real quick, do the same thing over again, and see what we need to improve. So that is pretty much the rhythm of this game. This is how you get them to stay, and that's essentially it. I know it can be complicated. I know that really there's no tutorial in this game. So we're going to go ahead and break it down here with these zone cornerbacks. And here we go. All we need is sacks. And like I said, you don't need it with a cornerback. You can do it with an outside linebacker. You can do a middle linebacker, whatever position you want to do. Just get more. Now, I know right now we're at 13 sacks, but as long as we just get more, that bar is going to go down week by week. Also, just remember, guys, at the end of a season, there is actually going to be an option to persuade players from staying, or to stay, I should say. And then once you do that, it's actually really easy to do too. So just keep that in mind when you're going through each week, and just be on the lookout for that. And each position as well does have their own improvements, so it's not the same for every position. So obviously for quarterbacks, it's passing yards per game. For running backs, it's rushing yards per game. Some offensive linemen, it's all about either getting rushing yards or receiving yards. So just keep an eye on that, and obviously their own tendency. So guys, that is essentially the gist of how you figure out playing style in College Football 25. It's Dereklions, like I said here, helping you as much as I can. If you have any other questions, I am super glad to help you out. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and have a good rest of your day.